I was getting all set to do the thumbnail, but then I had my phone being held the other way. Didn't quite make it to do the changeover, or to switch it, or however you want to say it. I'm fighting with this thing again. This holder, so that I can get it high enough and at the proper angle to hold my phone. So I have to maneuver how I hold it, and then try not to get my hand in the way. Get in there and adjust. Okay. The phone all set up. Now the computer. I hope everybody had a safe Halloween. I'm getting annoyed with my computer now. Videos. Don't have my live on there yet. Okay, that's fun. Yeah, I will figure out how to get this set up, hopefully, before somebody comes in. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I was going to do a live today, because I was going to be giving out the treats for our trick-or-treaters, and ran out by 7, so not sure if I gave out too many at a time or what, but I ended up giving out granola bars, and unfortunately, well, the last people actually got to the door. There were 4 of them, and they got these little tiny things of Pop Rocks that were 1 gram, and they each got 1 because there were 4 of them. And there was another group of kids that was coming up right behind them, and I had to be that person who said, "I'm sorry, we're all out." So, yeah, fun. Wouldn't have been so bad if they were older kids, but they were younger children, and I would have loved to give them something. I just didn't have anything. So, nothing fun size, nothing snack size. Yeah. So, Cole's Corner is waiting for a special visitor, and will probably be joining us after she gets that visitor. Hopefully by then I will figure out how to actually... Oh, hey, there's that button right there. It says live. There we go. Found it. Now I have to figure out where my mouse is. There we go. And, oh, mute. There we go. All set. Okay. And, yeah, I've learned that when my phone wants to be held a certain way, that's how I hold it. And that's all there is to it. The phone gets to dictate whether I'm tall and skinny or the other way. So, I'm going to like the video. I have a viewer now. Okay. Not sure if you're one of the people who doesn't like to comment, or if you're a person who does like to comment. Oh, a friend of mine just added 2 pictures. Most likely her children decorated for Halloween. I think somebody said her son was 14, her oldest. So, wow. Everybody's kids are getting older. Yeah. What was your favorite thing to do on Halloween when you were growing up? Favorite tradition, favorite candy, favorite costume? My favorite costume was not one that I wore. It was one that there were a couple when I was in junior high that were very creative. There was somebody who dressed up as a table that it was a set table, so they had plastic dinnerware fixed to the tabletop, and yeah, they had to be careful when they walked through doors because they had a very wide top part of their costume. And that same year, there was somebody who, I guess they got some big appliance because she had a very, very tall box. And this person's actually on my Facebook. She was an outhouse. So she, cut a flap for the door, probably did the little, crescent moon in the door. And yeah, she walked around with shorts around her ankles. She was wearing clothes underneath, but yeah, she was an outhouse, and that was kind of an interesting costume. When I was a child, like up until probably grade 1, I'm really old because grocery stores gave out paper bags regularly. Like, plastic bags didn't exist yet. So my mom would take one of the paper grocery bags, cut out a hole for my face, and draw flower petals on it, and then I'd basically wear green because that was a flower stem. So I was a flower for many years. I don't think I got makeup to go with that, but that's, it's fine. I was a flower. It was very pretty. Yeah. Then we got older. We always wanted to get Halloween costumes that came with masks, and now that I've been through the parents' side of things, I definitely understand why masks are not the first choice. Not, my kids, if they got anything for a mask, it was like just around the eyes, so that it didn't interfere with their breathing. But yeah, I always thought that the costumes with masks were the coolest costumes when I was growing up. But now that I'm grown up, I preferred putting makeup on my children, like the thick white base for, either a mime or a clown, and just making the kids up. So, oh, excuse me. I'm still trying to get rid of my headache, so you may notice me, cringe at weird times. So, because sometimes it hurts more than other times. Just totally depends on what I'm doing. I have closed my bedroom window, and I closed it partially because we were going to the middle of nowhere and didn't know when we were going to be back, or how cold it would be during the day. Because usually what comes before the SNOW is rain. So that way, when the SNOW sticks to the ground, then it's nice and slick for the vehicles and for people walking, nice and slidey. Yeah, so we weren't sure exactly how cold it was going to be. And I noticed in another bedroom that somebody was using a heater. So I thought, if you're using a heater, then I probably should close my window, because I've seen it in the negative temperatures on my computer at least once. Last week when it was time to take out garbage, I saw my breath for the first time this cold season. Yeah, it was, excuse me. So, but I kind of had to laugh. It was either last night or today when I walked by that room with the heater and saw that their window was open. So I'm like, okay. I was a little confused because it's cold enough to need a heater, but it's warm enough to open the window. So, and only one person is in that room, so it's not one person is hot and one person is cold. So it's kind of confusing, but I laughed anyway, and nobody asked me what I was laughing about, so I didn't get to explain it to anybody, so you get to hear it. Yay, lucky you. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to do a live stream tomorrow because I am planning on attending Louis Lecca's birthday stream because it's just about his birthday, and he may or may not be back at his home by the time his birthday rolls around because he's got some awesome tickets to see whatchamacallit, Johnny Depp and Jeff Beck in concert. So there's a lot of people that are going to that, a lot of YouTubers. Andy Signor, It's Kim, Steph the Ultra Nerd, and Lewis from Nerd Report, Nate the Lawyer, The Real Laura B, just to name some of them. Those are the ones that I know for sure are going, and that actually stream. It's Kim and her husband are going to go, and they had to renew their passports, and they had to kind of rush it, and they got everything done. So all we need to do is, hope everybody gets there safely and there are no other weather issues, because this was started to be arranged before all those hurricanes were everywhere. And yeah, it was very. I'm excited that they all get to get together, and some of them meeting for the first time, some of them, reconnecting, and it's just going to be very, very fun for them. I'm jealous that I can't go, but you know what? I work 3 months out of the year, so I would have to actually work a little bit harder before I could be upset and jealous. So, yeah, there was no way I'd be able to get everything together. I have never had a passport, so it wouldn't be as easy as renewing. It would be, you have to jump through all the hoops. So, yeah, I just hope that they're safe and have fun and, get as much, if not more, enjoyment out of this trip than they're hoping to. So, yeah. Let's see. My mom bribed me one year to be the Jolly Green Giant for Halloween. And the bribe was that I can't remember if I got to wear green makeup, but I got to get some green nylons. And they were more grown up than tights, so that was how she actually got me to do that. Can't remember what somebody at school said I was. I think it might have been an elf or something, but they did not. When I told them I was supposed to be the Jolly Green Giant, they said, "No, you're not." I remember who it was, but I don't remember what he said I was supposed to have been. Let's see, what was... well, when I had kids, I was their big sister for Halloween. So they didn't get to call me mom. We picked a new name for me every year. So one year I was Tabitha, and I don't know why that one name sticks with me, but you know, they got to have fun, throwing names back and forth of what they should call me. Excuse me. I liked dressing up like I was from the 50s, in the well, not a poodle skirt, but a full skirt and crinoline and all that other fun stuff. I made the mistake of dressing like that for Halloween when I worked at Orange Julius. And it was a mistake because I had a bad habit of wiping my hands on my apron. So, when we wore a costume, we were allowed to not wear the apron. But it was really a mistake for me not to wear the apron because I just wiped my hands on my skirt, and it was a white skirt, and then it ended up being not so white. Yeah, that was a fun year. What else did I dress up as? I've been a witch more than once. Yeah, it was after I had my first child. I dyed my hair jet black. And when you dye your hair yourself, you don't necessarily do a really good job, and sometimes it kind of dries out your hair. Well, my hair was, the texture of my hair changed quite a bit because of dyeing it, and it kind of, stuck out in strange ways. Happy Halloween, Bella. Yeah, so the mall that I used to live by had a lot of mirrors going down, when you went between the stores. And so every time I'd pass a mirror, I'd kind of, look out of the corner of my eye and wonder who that was. And I'd think to myself, all I need is the hat. Can be a perfect witch, all I need is the hat. Yeah. So somebody left. I'm not sure if it was Bella or not. Bella, if you're still there, what is your favorite Halloween costume? Is or was? I didn't dress up this year. My grandsons both were Mario. And I got some pictures, and they were adorable. There were 2 different sizes of Mario, and the younger grandchild had the mustache on and took it off and was playing with it while I was taking the pictures. The older grandson has issues with things not fitting right, so he doesn't like it when things don't fit right. And the gloves for his Mario costume were a little too big for him, and he kept trying to push his little fingers to the ends of the fingers of the glove, and they just didn't work that way. And it upset him a bit. So, almost anything chocolate was my favorite thing to get. There was one house that was close to my parents that gave out cans of pop a few years in a row, so that was a favorite place to go to. A long time ago, before you had the little pull tab to open the can of pop, there were 2 holes, a bigger one to drink through and a little one to let air in the can. And I remember going trick-or-treating with my friend's family, and they had some cousins over. So the cousins came with us, and they were on the younger side. And we got pop from that one house. And he figured he's just a little kid, so he, popped open the small hole. And me being ever so helpful, popped open the bigger hole. And so he wanted to drink from the small hole, and then he poured it all over his face. So I thought he'd turn it around, but he didn't. And it was a very sticky mess. And he got pop up his nose, and he did not like me after that. At least not that visit. Yeah, that was a fun thing. I liked trick-or-treating in the area where my parents lived because one street curves, and there's a vacant lot in the corner where it curves. But that block kind of goes up to where the school that I went to was, and it was just the perfect amount of houses to go to. Was the block my parents lived on, go around the corner, and then across the street from the school, and then go down the block that was in between, and then finish up either across the street from my parents or just a nice little loop there. And then there was a house that they really went overboard with their decorations. If you got there at the right time of the night, you couldn't even tell there was a house there. They totally covered their house in decorations. They put like a sheet of something from the roof down in front of their house and projected stuff on it, and had people in costume, and had lots of lights, and it was a fog machine, and this was before you could buy a fog machine at Walmart. This is even before Walmart was in Canada, so yeah, it was very, very, very different. My dad used to love getting the house ready for Halloween because you could make the house really dark on the inside, and he put up this not just a black cloth, but kind of did beside and around the door, kind of like a phone booth, if you have ever been in one. He'd make that all black and have a black light shining in so that we could decorate our faces with glow-in-the-dark stuff, or just put out a hand, and that's all that the kids would see. And my dad's always been into computer stuff, so he had some sensors set up so that when somebody walked towards the house, there was something that was said that was along the lines of, "Are you gonna go in there?" It was just my dad's voice, but it was just the way he would say something. And when you would be leaving, it would say something else. I don't remember what the leaving message was, but it was along the lines of, "I'm glad you made it out okay." Yeah. I think my parents stopped giving stuff out when their go-to stuff to give out when we were kids was raisins and peanuts. And then all the peanut allergies started, so they got rid of the peanuts and gave out raisins, and would give out stickers or erasers or little school type stuff. And then when people started being stupid and eating too many raisins at a time, then raisins weren't recommended to be given out for Halloween. So Well, that and when my parents had their cyber cafe, um, they were open every day of the year except for Christmas Day. So when they weren't going to be at home for Halloween, then it kind of put a damper on, decorating for Halloween. So, yeah, it was, like, I'm pretty sure, I don't remember what they did at the Cyber Cafe for Halloween, but I know they did stuff there. But, yeah, the peanuts and raisins being poo-pooed for giving out for Halloween didn't really help them. It didn't help them, stay in the Halloween spirit. I mean, if I had more candy, I'd still be at the door. But unfortunately, yeah, when you run out, you run out. I'm not in a position to run out and buy more, so it was a day. I got to deliver laundry and help. Oh, I helped to deliver laundry and kind of helped get the boys ready. Well, the boy ready to go to school. And when he got his costume on, then his brother started to get a little jealous. So Mom broke out the other costume. And yeah, I had 2 almost identical Marios. It's like, a little age difference. Their papa said that there was Mario and baby Mario. But I think if Daddy could have dressed up as Mario, he would have too. So it would have been big, medium, and small Marios. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, what are they called? Not Jelly Belly. Oh, there's a type of candy that I discovered through Halloween candies that I really liked. They come with the licorice variety pack. They come in a yellow box. I might have a picture on my phone. Yeah, I'm not gonna look for it now. Sometime in the next week, I will look at that picture and see if I can remember to tell you what they were. I have a picture because I found a really big box of them. So, come on, tighten up. Sorry, I adjusted my phone a little bit and then the holder got really loose. Yeah, I guess Bella's gone because she probably would have said something else by now. Yeah. If I remember where Bella lives, she's an hour ahead of me, I think, in time. So here it is just after 8, and so where she is, it's probably just about 9 o'clock, if I remember right. And yeah, so she might still be doing stuff for Halloween. She might be starting to do stuff for Halloween because the only person that I met through YouTube that watches me that I know their age is not Bella. So I'm not sure how old Bella is, but I think Bella's on the younger side. Yeah. I hope everybody had a safe Halloween. Yeah. I had a fun day. I got to take pictures of the grand boys, and they loved their costumes. And, well, the one who goes to school they sent a letter asking to not have accessories with them. So, his mom took that to mean don't send the hat, don't send the gloves, and don't send the mustache. So, well, it was his idea to take off the gloves, but yeah, I heard there were at least 12 Marios in the school, and most of them had their hats with them. So if any hats went missing, then he probably would have been told that his was somebody else's, but he didn't bring his hat, so that was nipped in the bud before it happened. So let's see. Yeah, after I gave out the last of the candy, I turned off the porch light and turned down the light inside, because we have a dimmer. And then I decided to turn off the light inside, just because sometimes people will go to a house with the porch light off. But yeah, the only people who came to the door after I turned off the porch light were people who lived here, so that was good. Yeah, well, I am going to let you go and do what you're going to do for the rest of the evening. I am going to try and find something to have for supper and just try and get rid of my headache. So, sorry, Cool's Corner. Missed ya. Anyway, I know why you're not on yet, so enjoy those hugs. Stay safe, everyone. Have a good night. Bye.